North Equatorial Current originates from Revilla-Gigedo Island west of Mexico and flows towards Philippines Island, covering a distance of about 12,000 km from east-west. It is a warm current. It derives from its water from the Californian Current and southeast monsoon drift, which flows north along the Mexican coast. The volume of water increases from east to west as many small currents join it from right. It gets divided into two, and northern branch joins the Kuroshio current, and the southern branch abruptly turns and forms the Pacific counter current. South Equatorial Current is originated due to the action of trade winds from east to west. It is a warm current. It extends for about 13,600 km east to west. It is stronger than the North Equatorial Current. It is further divided into many branches due to the presence of many islands and uneven surface. Kuroshio current, black tide current, it's a warm ocean current flowing northeasterly direction up to 30-degree latitude, and it carries warm water off the Formosa coast. It flows towards north and meets Oyashio cold current of the Kuril Islands. It is also called as Japan current, and it is a warm ocean current. Oyashio current, it originates from Bering Strait and flows towards south carrying cold water, so it's a cold current. It meets with Kuroshio warm current and Aleutian current. Californian current is flowing towards the south from the west coast of USA between 23-degree north and 48-degree north latitudes. It is cold current which exhibits great amount of upwelled water. When it enters the region of trade winds, it is deflected to the right and joins the equatorial current. Peru current is perhaps the best studied ocean current of the Pacific Ocean. Alexander von Humboldt in 1802 noted the details of the Peru current. Hence, it is also known as Humboldt current. It is a cold current. It is flowing along the west coast of South America, carrying cold water from northerly deflection of the sub-Antarctica water, moving in 40-degree south. El Nino current is a warm counter ocean current of the Pacific equatorial waters flowing southward at 400-meter depth and to a distance about 180 km. West wind drift is an easterly moving drift in the Pacific Ocean extending from Tasmania to the South American coast. It is a cold current. The speed of the drift is greater under the influence of roaring 40s. It splits into two branches, and one moves towards Cape Horn into the Atlantic Ocean, and the other one moves northward along the Peruvian coast due to deflection and joins the Peru current. Currents of the Atlantic Ocean. North Equatorial Current is flowing from east to west. It is a warm current. It is situated between 5-degree north and 20-degree north latitudes. After leaving the west coast of Africa, it attains its main characteristics when it reaches the east coast of South America. It splits into two branches, and one branch is called Antilles Current, is moving along the coast of West Indies, and the other branch is divided into the Caribbean Sea. South Equatorial Current flowing south of equator within the 0 degrees south to 12 degrees south latitude in between the coast of Africa and South America. It is a warm current. It is a northern continuation of Benguela current. It is stronger than the North Equatorial Ocean current. It is caused by the action of trade winds. Sargasso Sea occupies two-thirds of the North Atlantic Ocean, stretching 700 miles wide. The sea has no land around it. Sargasso Sea got its name from common brown seaweed called sargassum that floats in the vast swaths of waters. The Sargasso Sea is surrounded only by ocean currents and no land. It lies within the northern Atlantic subtropical gyre. The Gulf Stream establishes the Sargasso's western boundary, while the sea is further defined to the north by the North Atlantic Current, to the east by the Canary Current, and to the south by the North Atlantic Equatorial Current. Since this area is defined by boundary currents, its borders are dynamic. Gulf Stream starts from the Gulf of Mexico and carries warm currents into the colder latitudes. It is a warm current. It bends with the coastline up to 48th parallel, after which the direction is almost to the east due to the force and the direction of the westerlies and the deflective force of the earth. It joins the Labrador cold current near Newfoundland, Canada, after passing through the Strait of Florida. The Gulf Stream was discovered by Ponce de Leon in 1513. The Canaries current, the ocean current are flowing along the western coast of North Africa between the Maldives and Cape Verde is known as the Canaries current. It is a cold current. It is flowing towards south and merging with the north equatorial current. Labrador current is a cold current. It flows from Baffin Bay and Davis Strait towards the south. It drinks cold waters from polar zone and moves along the coast of Greenland. Benguela current is a cold current flowing northward along the western coast of Africa. It is known as the Benguela current. It carries cold waters from sub-Antarctica surface water and mixes with the south equatorial current. Currents of the Indian Ocean. The South Indian Gyre is formed by the South Equatorial Current, Madagascar Current, West Drift and West Australian Current. To the south of the equator, the currents in the Arabian Sea and the Bay of Bengal flow in the clockwise direction as southwest monsoon drift and in the anti-clockwise direction as northeast monsoon drift due to the influence of monsoon winds. The Antarctic circumpolar current flows between 40 degrees south to 60 degrees south latitude. It flows from west to east influenced by the easterly and around the entire Antarctica. There is counter westward current within this circumpolar current. South currents of the Southern Ocean. Southern Ocean surrounds the continent of Antarctica. The large oceans, the Pacific, the Atlantic, and the Indian Ocean merge into this circumglobal zone of water to the south. The movement of water in the Southern Ocean is one sense a relatively simple, generally west-east circumpolar drift caused under the influence of northwesterly winds. This general flow sends offshoots through the three major oceans to the north. The Peru or Humboldt current in the Pacific Ocean, the Falkland current and the Benguela current in the Atlantic Ocean, and the West Australian current in the Indian Ocean receive a part of their cold waters from the Southern Ocean. Besides the surface currents, there is also a very complex system of subsurface currents between the southern ocean and the oceans to the north. Generally, the water moves from this ocean towards the equator on the surface and at great depths, but at in intermediate depth, there is a movement of water from the equatorial areas to the towards the Southern Ocean. World's fishing banks, the Grand Bank, Atlantic Ocean, Newfoundland. Confluence of ocean currents, Gulf Stream and the Labrador Current meeting area. The Agulhas Bank, Atlantic Ocean, Southwest Africa. Confluence of ocean currents, Benguela Cold Current and Agulhas Warm Current. The Dogger Bank Fishing Bank, Atlantic Ocean, northeast of North America, North Atlantic Drift and Canary Cold Current. The Reed Bank, South China Sea, Pacific Ocean, Kuroshio Warm Current. Confluence of Kuroshio warm current and Oyashio cold current. The Pedro Bank Indian Ocean, the South Equatorial warm current and with the West Australian cold current. The significance of ocean currents play an important role in the Earth's climate. They distribute energy and nutrients within the ocean. Fog is formed when the warm current and the cold current meet, and its densest forms are found in Newfoundland, where the Gulf Stream and the Labrador current meet. The warm ocean current increases the temperature of an area where it flows to, and cold current decreases the temperature of the area. The warm current brings heavy rainfall when the wind blows over it becomes warm, while the cold current brings drought when the wind blows over it becomes cold and dry. For example, wind blowing over Peru current is cold and dry, causing the formation of the Atacama Desert located on the west of Peru. It regulates the global temperature. It gives free navigation. The Gulf Stream keeps ports and harbors of Russia and Scandinavia navigable throughout the year. The Kuroshio current makes ports on Japan navigable during winter. It distributes minerals, and pollution added to it becomes highly diluted and later negligible. It helps in the growth of juveniles of certain fish and its distribution to other countries from its place of origin. Some upwelling and downwelling are due to ocean currents which bring minerals to photic zone used by phytoplankton. Major fishing grounds are located in the zones where the warm current and cold current meet. El Nino is a phenomenon In the equatorial Pacific Ocean, characterized by a positive sea temperature departure from normal in the region, lying within the latitude 5 degree north to 5 degree south and longitudes 1 degree west to 170 degree west. This phenomenon occurs every 2 to 7 years.